Commentary of St. Thomas Aquinas on the Creed. Following Article 1, I believe in one God. Following reasons of paganism, motives for believing in many gods. There are 4 motives which have led men to believe in a number of gods. First, the dullness of the human intellect. Dull men, not capable of going beyond sensible things, did not believe anything existed except physical bodies. Hence, they held that the world is disposed and ruled by those bodies which to them seemed most beautiful and most valuable in this world. And accordingly, to things such as the sun, the moon, and the stars, they attributed and gave a divine worship. Such men are like to one who, going to a royal court to see the king, believes that whoever is sumptuously dressed or of official position is the king. They have imagined either the sun and moon and the circle of the stars to be the gods that rule the world, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Book of Wisdom, chapter 7, verse 2-3. Second, the second motive was human adulation. Some men, wishing to fawn upon kings and rulers, obey and subject themselves to them and show them honor which is due to God alone. After the death of these rulers, sometimes men make them gods, and sometimes this is done even whilst they are living. That every nation may know that Nabuchodonosor is God of the earth, and besides him there is no other. Judith chapter 5, verse 29. 3. The human affection for sons and relatives was a third motive. Some, because of the excessive love which they had for their family, caused statues of them to be erected after their death, and gradually a divine honor was attached to these statues. For men, serving either their affections or their kings, gave the incommunicable name to stones and wood. Wisdom chapter 14, verse 21. 4. The last motive is the malice of the devil. The devil wished from the beginning to be equal to God, and thus he said, I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14. The devil still entertains this desire. His entire purpose is to bring about that man adore him and offer sacrifices to him. Not that he takes delight in a dog or cat that is offered to him. He does relish the fact that thereby irreverence is shown to God. Thus he spoke to Christ, all these will I give you if you fall down and adore me. Matthew chapter 4, verse 9. For this reason, those demons who entered into idols said that they would be venerated as gods. All the gods of the Gentiles are demons. Psalm 105, verse 5. The things which the heathen sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. Although all this is terrible to contemplate, yet at times there are any who fall into these above mentioned 4 causes, not by their words and hearts, but by their actions. They show that they believe in many gods. Thus, those who believe that the celestial bodies influence the will of man, and regulate their affairs by astrology, really make the heavenly bodies gods, and subject themselves to them. Be not afraid of the signs of heaven, which the heathens fear, for the laws of the people are vain. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2-3. In the same category are all those who obey temple rulers more than God, in that which they ought not. Such actually set these up as gods. We ought to obey God rather than men. Acts chapter 5, verse 29. So also, those who love their sons and kinsfolk more than God show by their actions that they believe in many gods, as likewise do those who love food more than God, whose God is their belly. Philippians chapter 3, verse 19. Moreover, all who take part in magic or incantations believe that the demons are gods, because they seek from the devil that which God alone can give, such as revealing the future or discovering hidden things. We must therefore believe that there is but one God. It has been shown that we must first of all believe there is but one God. Now the second is that this God is the creator and maker of heaven and earth, of all things visible and invisible. Let us leave more subtle reasons for the present and show by a simple example that all things are created and made by God. If a person, upon entering a certain house, should feel a warmth at the door of the house, and going within should feel a greater warmth, and so on the more he went into its interior, he would believe that somewhere within was a fire, even if he did not see the fire itself, which caused this heat which he felt. So also is it when we consider the things of this world. For one finds all things arranged in different degrees of beauty and worth, and the closer things approach to God, the more beautiful and better they are found to be. Thus, the heavenly bodies are more beautiful and nobler than those which are below them, and likewise the invisible things in relation to the visible. Therefore, it must be seen that all these things proceed from one God, who gives his being and beauty to each and everything. All men are vain, in whom there is not the knowledge of God, and who by these good things that are seen could not understand him that is. Neither by attending to the works have acknowledged who was the workman. For by the greatness of the beauty and of the creature, the Creator of them may be seen, so as to be known thereby. Wisdom chapter 13, verse 1 and 5. Thus, therefore, it is certain for us that all things in the world are from God,